Hello dear viewers, today we are going to do an unboxing of the Bandai Cinemarized plastic model kit of Woody from Toy Story 4. This kit was released way back in 2019 together with the Buzz Lightyear model kit. Now before we unbox this kit, let's have a look at what's on the side box art. Now there are three options for facial expressions together with movable eyes. This was the same for Buzz Lightyear. Now here's Woody in a couple of poses with his cowboy hat. And now we see 4 hand options, detailed color separation of the parts, as well as stickers for the foot. Now this shorter side of the side box art, you get a close-up of a painted Woody kit. And lastly, there's the front and back views of Woody. Although it says no painting is required here, I believe there are a lot of parts that needs to be painted, as I'll show in part 2. It's a snap fit kit, and here's Woody with Buzz. So let's get to it then and unbox Woody. Here's the manual which I have moved to the top of the pile so we can have a look at it first. The front and back pages of the pamphlet is fully colored. The back page is full of information, like the color guide for painters, as well as showing Woody in various poses together with his various facial expressions. Now let's look inside the manual. The first page shows the sprues that come with the kit. The second page has some basic assembly guide, and assembly begins with the 3 options for Woody's facial expressions. The next 2 pages, we have the assembly of the head, followed by the assembly of the body and both arms. All the pages inside are black and white so far. Now the manual ends with the last 2 pages back in full color again. This has instructions for the assemblies of Woody's waist, both his legs, and the final assembly process where everything is put together. And that's the manual. Now let's see what's inside the box. In the first bag, we have the flesh colored parts together with some brown and gold and dark brown or umber parts. The second bag has the yellow parts of his shirt, I think. Now this is followed by a bag containing the white parts, as well as the clear hexagonal base. The fourth and final bag contains the sticker and a multicolored sprue which has red, blue and black parts. And as with most Bandai kits nowadays, there is a detailed assembly instruction, explanations for the symbols used, and other useful tips for beginners. So that at a glance is what comes with the Bandai Woody plastic model kit. Let me place all the bags back into the box. Next up, we'll have a closer and detailed look at the individual sprues which I'll remove from the plastic, and we see which of the sprues will need extra work in terms of painting and which can be left as is. So there you have it, dear readers. This is just a quick glance at what is in the box. Now we'll move on and have a detailed look at all the individual sprues and see the finishes and the uses and the colors for them. Okay then, dear viewers, this is the close-up detailed view of the sprues, looking at their quality of the molded parts, for example the color or finish, and which ones may need to be painted. First, let's have a look at sprue A. This is the first multicolored sprue with gold, brown and umber parts. The golds are for the sheriff's badge, the belt buckle and spurs. Meanwhile, the browns are for the boots, the holster, the belt and hat, as well as eye pupil. Now, for example, the hat here you see will need to be painted. Now, the umber or dark brown parts are for the eyebrows, as well as the hair. The other brown parts that need to be painted are the belt and holster. Now let's look at sprue B1. This consists of yellow parts of Woody's shirt, I believe. These are parts that also need painting, specifically the grooves which represent the lines of the shirt, which subsequently forms a checkered-like pattern on the simulated cloth or shirt. Now let's move on to sprue B2. This is the other multicolored sprue comprising red, blue and black parts. The glossy red parts are for Woody's mouth and scarf. The matte blue ones are for his jeans, while the equally matte black pieces form part of Woody's vest that he wears over the checkered yellow shirt. So this then is sprue B2. Now we move on to sprue C. Sprue C is the one that has the flesh-colored parts, which has the 3 facial expression options for Woody, his various hand options, as well as parts for his neck. Rather than the usual matte plastic used for flesh parts, this seems to have a semi-gloss finish to it. So this then is sprue C, the flesh-colored parts of the Woody model kit. Now we move on to the next one, which is sprue D, which has the white parts with a semi-gloss finish. They form Woody's eyeballs, parts of his vest, including buttons, as well as the connector for the base. That's sprue D. Next we have stickers for Woody, which admittedly there's not many. You only have the 2 sole of the foot options owned by either Andy or Bonnie, as well as the irises or pupils for his eyes. Now, lastly, we have the base. It's the same one that came with the Buzz Lightyear model kit on a video that I did earlier. In fact, it can connect to that base, thus forming a small display vignette of both of them side by side, using that small square piece you see on the top right hand corner. It has a frosted glass look to it. So then, dear viewers, let me put everything back into the box. This then was a detailed view of the sprues that came with this kit of Toy Story 4's Woody. Now the finish quality is good, but more than was the case for Buzz Lightyear, there are more parts here that needs painting. For example, the yellow parts of his shirt, the grooves, the brown parts which are the belt, the gun holster and the hat. And I'll be painting these parts off camera, and I'll put them together into main sub-assemblies. Then we shall continue in part 2, where I'll put all these sub-assemblies together into a final kit, which will be Woody. And during that process, I'll explain in detail what I painted which parts that I have painted. Now that will be in part 2. Now, dear viewers, thank you so much for watching part 1. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please click like, and if you enjoy my videos here, please do subscribe to my channel. See you in part 2.